Hey guys, it's Jack that Vegan Dad here to show you guys a grocery haul at Woolworths and Aldi Australia. So we do this once a month alongside with the Costco monthly bulk purchases. So these bulk purchases generally last us throughout an entire month, and then we do some top ups along the way, about $80–90 of just fresh produce and a couple other items that we may have missed in these monthly bulk purchases. So generally at Woolworths and Aldi, we try to spend about $230, and then we also spend about $180 on our bulk purchase at Costco, and then, as I said earlier, about $80–90 on fresh produce each week over the month. So that is a family of 4 vegans, 2 young boys, my wife and myself. So here we go, let's get into it. So here is the Aldi shop here. Quite a few bits and pieces this time around. We'll start down here. So just some frozen broccoli. I like having a couple frozen bags of veggies just on hand. Sometimes don't use it as much. We don't use the fresh ingredients as much as I'd like, and then it normally goes bad. So sometimes having frozen veggies on hand is really handy. So, you know, I might do like a broccoli soup down the line and just add some broccoli into meals throughout the month. Also over here, tried these a couple of weeks ago, the frozen corn cobs. I was kind of actually surprised how delicious and how sweet they actually are. I found when we purchased just the fresh corn cobs, we didn't eat them as quick as we probably should, and then they started going bad pretty quickly. So just grabbed a bag of the frozen corn cobs and kind of whipped them up every so often. Over here, 2 bags of the rolled oats. The kids still enjoy this. With their berries in the morning, we do some flaxseed, some chia seed, and mix that all together, and they love that most mornings. Actually brings me up over here. So just to add in a bit of variety, we've gone back to buying the Aldi version of Wheat Bix, the wheat biscuits. So these are actually lower in sugar than the Wheat Bix, so are actually probably a lot better for you than the traditional Wheat Bix, and also cheaper. So, you know, these are really good to have. The boys used to eat these back in the past, so I want to mix this up. Maybe 1 week wheat biscuits, and then 1 week of the rolled oats, just to keep them guessing and kind of not getting tired of the same sort of food each morning. Over here, just the veggie stock cubes. Really handy to have on hand if you're cooking up meals. So one of these cubes make up about 250 ml of regular liquid stock. So you just chuck in a couple of these into a meal with some water, and it lasts a lot longer than the liquid stock. Normally with the liquid stock, once you open it and if you don't use it, you know, it goes bad within a week. So that is a lot more convenient to have on hand if you're not going to use a lot of stock in one hit. Over here, just some baking powder. Make a lot of cookies, biscuits, all that sort of stuff. So having some baking powder on hand is quite handy to have. Also over here, the organic tomato paste. The flavor of the organic one comes out a lot better. It's a lot better for the environment as well. So yeah, add into some sauces that I make up. So bolognese sauces, a lot of curries and stuff like that as well. Use this. So had one in the pantry already, so probably just need the one this month to get us by. Over here, the vegetarian sausages. So these are still a fan favorite amongst the boys. There probably are better ones out there, but you know, I can't seem to overlook these in terms of price and the flavor in the end. You know, they're pretty good. They're not too bad in terms of price, especially when you consider other brands out there about $10 for, you know, 4 sausages. So these are really great to have on hand. You know, chuck them in some puff pastry and you got like a little sausage roll as well. Over here, sultanas. Also, I got some dried cranberries. Also, I've got in the pantry as well some dried apricots. So what I'm actually going to be making up I'm going to be making ready for Christmas some Christmas vegan mince pies. So just use the dried fruit and then add in some other bits and pieces. Put in like a little pastry sort of cup, and then yeah, that's your mince pie. I'll also chuck up a recipe at some stage as well, so you guys can have a try at making them yourselves. What have we missed? What did we miss? Just some breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs are good to have on hand. But as I've said in the past, please be mindful that not all breadcrumbs are vegan friendly. I know some of the brands that are in Woolworths, they actually have beef gelatin in them. So just be mindful of the ingredients when looking out for breadcrumbs if you're using it for recipe ideas. So that is something to be mindful of. Over here, just got a couple packets of the pulse pasta. So just some penne pulse pasta, then the chickpea spirals. So these are really great, having them available and reasonably priced. I know Woolworths, Coles and all that sort of stuff do the pulse pasta, but it is actually quite expensive for the size of it. But for these 250 gram packets, it's just, I'm pretty sure it's just under $3 each, so quite reasonably priced at the end of the day. So over here we got the chickpeas, cans of chickpeas, just the 3 cans of chickpeas here. I've got a couple still in the pantry, but pretty sure I bang on about this every grocery haul, but chickpeas are so easy to use and very versatile. You can use the juice of the chickpeas to make a bit of a meringue. Also the chickpeas, you smash them up, you can make like a kind of a chickpea parma, which is really tasty. And then also you can make like chickpea tuna. The variations and uses out of this magical pea is limitless. Check out some of my recipes if you're keen to try out chickpeas and fall in love as I have done with chickpeas. And also just a couple cans of the lentils, nice to have on hand to make up some other meals as well. And I just finally want to show you, Aldi have released a new 2 variations of their coconut ice cream, which is vegan friendly. So the raspberry cheesecake, which we've got here, and a choc mint as well, which I have bought previously just to try out. I've just opened this up just before to try it out, and it is actually really delicious. It really does taste like a cheesecake, so it's got down the flavoring perfect. And as I've found with this brand, the taste of coconut isn't very overpowering at all. So if you don't like strong coconut flavors, this is quite nice. The flavors are really nice on this one. And also the choc mint one is to die for. I used to love, before being vegan, choc mint ice cream. So that was a real winner for me. I mean, for that size as well, 475 ml for $5. So that is really reasonably priced compared to other vegan ice creams on the market. And also just for the boys, just got some little cup cones which are vegan, for them to have ice cream, a bit more of a novelty. They do like having their ice cream in a cone rather than a bowl, so that is really cool to have it as well. So if you're unsure, a lot of items at the front of the pack, they do say if they're suitable for vegetarians or suitable for vegans, which as you can see there, it says suitable for both. So that is a really cool thing that a lot of product manufacturers are starting to do. I know it's on like some of these items as well, so pretty cool. So yeah, not too bad overall at Aldi. So all up, Aldi came in at just over $100. I got a couple other bits and pieces like nappies, baby wipes, and some other bits and pieces like for our pets, dog food, cat food, which isn't pictured here. But yeah, not too bad of a vegan haul here. And now over to the Woolworths shop. So not as big as Aldi, but just about the same price. So let's get into it. As I said earlier, I might do a broccoli soup. So having this, the Turkish bread on hand, it's really nice to dip into soup. Just chuck some nutlets on it, and that is really tasty. Chuck it in the oven. Also over here, this is an Australian brand of vegan toothpaste. Well, actually not all of their toothpastes that are actually vegan friendly, to be honest. But they've got a couple variations out there which are vegan, and this one is available at Woolworths, and I'm pretty sure Coles as well. We also do buy a vegan toothpaste for our kids, which we have to buy online since they, for whatever reason, don't sell it at the supermarkets. So over here we've got the semi-dried tomato strips. So if you haven't seen before, I cut these up, marinate it in some soy sauce and some liquid smoke, and make a carbonara. And like, the combination of this and the other flavors are to die for. It's probably the best vegan carbonara that I have ever made or ever tried. So if you haven't tried it before, check out the recipe. I'll chuck it in the description below. But these are quite well priced as well, and very tasty in the carbonara. The buttery popcorn, the Woolworths Select buttery popcorn, is vegan, which is really nice to know, because it's convenient to have popcorn on hand every so often. I mean, obviously not overly healthy for you, but these are pretty handy to have at the price that they sell them for. I also just got the bag of risotto rice. I've just recently started to make different variations of risotto. I was mainly sticking with the mushroom risotto, which I love to make, and the kids and the wife are always happy to have that as well. But I've actually started making sweet potato risotto, pumpkin risotto. I've finally perfected how to make risotto, so it's really cool to kind of experiment with different flavors for risotto. So that was really well priced as well, and really good. Over here, actually, this is a good one if you've got vegan kids. So this is just a little bit of a supplement tablet. So these are really, as you can see here, iron, folic acid, vitamin B12, and vitamin C. So obviously for vegans, iron and probably B12 are very important additions that probably won't get as well as meat eating children. So this is probably quite important to have for your children. So really well priced as well. Just give them 1 or 2 tablets a day, and that's it. And then they're getting all their supplement kind of requirements that they may be lacking from their vegan diet. So that's really cool to have in Woolworths. So the kids are really loving this yogurt at the moment. So this plant-based blends almond and coconut milk yogurt, the vanilla flavor. So I just checked some frozen berries or blueberries with that one. It's really good for them and really tasty as well. A lot of other coconut sort of yogurts are very strong tasting. But this one, as you can see, says it right there, Australian owned business and vegan. So that's really handy to have if you're at the shops and trying to identify what yogurts are vegan friendly. So that's really cool. I also know that this brand sells some other yogurts which are not vegan friendly, so just be mindful of the labeling on the back there if you're unsure. Over here, just 1 loaf of bread to top us up. Boys are loving this, the seedy loaf, so it's really good for them rather than just having plain white bread. Hot chips. This is just a sort of item that we get every now and then, and chuck it as a bit of a side dish to some of our meals. This 1 kilo pack should last us for an entire month. And also just got some little bits of fruit and veg here, just some mushrooms, potatoes, mandies, apples. I did buy some bananas which aren't featured as well, but yeah, just a couple bits and pieces of fruit and veg. We already had some avocados and carrots and some other little bits and pieces lying around that we didn't need to purchase again. But yeah, we generally spend each week about $80 on fresh produce as well. So that is really cool to have on hand. So there you go. Woolworths only costs just under $100. I'm pretty sure it was about $90, so not too bad there. So that was pretty cool. So as I said, all up, the entire shop was about $180, $190 all up. So that was pretty reasonable. So we actually came in under our regular spend of $230 that we normally do on the monthly grocery haul at Woolworths and Aldi. So pretty happy there. So guys, another grocery haul for Woolworths and Aldi for a family of 4 vegans. So 2 kids, my wife and myself, growing healthy family. So yeah, hopefully you got some tips and found some new items amongst this list to help you out when you're next time at the supermarket trying to look for vegan friendly items. I know it can be sometimes difficult to identify what items are vegan friendly, so hopefully this helps you out a little bit. So hopefully you got something out of it. As always, if you want to stay up to date with this, please subscribe to the channel. I do a grocery haul every couple months, letting you guys know of a couple new items coming out and what our family is currently eating. If you like this video, chuck us a like, chuck us a comment, and share it around amongst your friends and family. And yeah, if you want to stay up to date with more vegan lifestyle videos like this one and some recipes, really easy recipes, please subscribe to the channel to stay up to date. But I'll catch you guys very soon.